Hello, guys, and welcome to one more podcast of us. We're going to discuss about things that can be relevant for you. If you are willing to invest, you're willing to know us, or to understand how to make your first steps in investments. We're going to discuss about, let's say, your question, but also things that we find interesting. Today, we're going to discuss a bit about how everything is start and what we are doing to find good investments. Now, for the Greek version.
Είμαστε εδώ πέρα για να μάθουμε λίγο περισσότερο τι γίνεται στην επενδυτική πλευρά. Έχουμε μαζί μας τον Gal Rubin, ο οποίος ασχολείται και έχει μπει σε αυτή τη διαδικασία από πολύ νωρίτερα, να μας πει για τις εμπειρίες του και γενικότερα. Your investment world right now, it's true. So tell us, how did you start it? How did you...
Okay, so in the beginning, when we just arrived to Thessaloniki, Progreece was not Progreece. It was, let's say, one-man show. Today, when you present Gal, you present the company. But in reality, when I started, it was like, let's say, hobby. As you have your hobby after school, I have the hobby after work. I was working in two different works.
What kind of work? So you...
I dealing with I work first of all in one company that make real estate also in United States, but not as a, let's say, the boss of the company. I was an employee. I make sellings. I make business development in this company, business relationship in this company,
Sorry.
customer service.
Mhm.
And also I was dealing in a totally different sector, in the education sector. I was let's say leading kids for better future, if we can call it. It was one specific project. We don't going to open it too much, but I come from this, let's say, two sectors, and I decided I want to create one more hobby. And yes, as it sounds, in the beginning, it was just an hobby. And this is something that maybe people that will listen to us in the beginning will say, what kind of hobby is to create a company? One of the things that we are going to do here in the time that we have together when we are discussing about investment is to make people understand that when we speak, let's say, not high level of language or something like that, when we speak on the height of the eyes, it's not so complicated. It's not so complicated, and you don't need to start when you are old or something like that. There's a lot of things that you can do also without big knowledge. And this is why we make this podcast to make people understand what was our journey, and maybe some of them will succeed to start their own journey.
Yes, because a lot of people think that okay, you have to start with something, but doesn't means that you have a lot of money to start, or
So
someone feel that it's a big project, even to invest in one house, to invest generally in everything else.
look, I will split it for two. The answer is, if people want to ask me if they can buy a real estate without to have their own capital of, let's say, 50, 70, 100,000 K, it it can be a bit complicated, okay? Of course, there is a way to buy with a bank and stuff like that, and we'll discuss a lot about the options to, if you need to bring the money from your pocket or you're supposed to take loans. But to make real estate, it's not just mean to buy the property for your own use or for your own needs. Even if it's for investment and you buy it for renting, a lot of people need to understand that the word real estate is just a tool, that a tool to create money. Okay, if I'm dealing with real estate and I don't have the money, but I have my legs and my passion and I don't know even how to mention it in a way that it will not sound like I know better than you. I just want to say that if you take a decision that you're going to deal with a real estate, that you want to create money from a real estate, it's not mean that you need to buy the property. As an example, everyone that hear us, if you have a very good property in Thessaloniki that you found alone and you arrange with the owner of the property that you want to sell in a good price, I can promise you that I can pay for you for finding that a bit more money. You did money from real estate even with zero own capital. So this is what people doesn't understand when they speaking about real estate. I don't have money to start. Wait, start in finding properties. start in working in another companies that does real estate to get the knowledge.
Mhm.
When you will have a good deal, don't worry, the money will arrive. You will do it with partnerships. You will offer it to someone and you will cut a small part for yourself. A lot of people call it real estate agent. It's not mean real estate agent. You can be a developer by finding property to others. When a real estate agent come to me and wants to show me a property, he cut 2% from the cost. When I, as a developer, find a property and I build it a business plan, I can even cut 10% above if the deal is still valid for you to buy it in the price that I offer you.
Okay.
So the answer is no. You don't
Okay.
need a lot of money to start to deal with real estate.
Okay, so it means that what did you do and the knowledge that you pass them, and it means that it needs to have the willing to do it.
I would
What I
say the
mean.
willing, the discipline, and yeah, I mean, if you decide that you're going to deal with the real estate, you need to have a lot of knowledge. The knowledge can be taken by podcasts like this, by online courses, by education in university, by family business that pass from father to child, and also by food. I
Yes,
mean,
of course.
before I bought the first property, I was in Thessaloniki for almost 10 months just to learn who are my guys, who will be my constructor, who will be my lawyers, who will be my real estate agent. I saw more than 1,000 property, and for each one of them, I built a business plan. Yeah, 90% of them I knew that I'm not going to buy,
Okay.
but I want to understand what is the cost of everything. And when you get 1,000 offers of renovation, you can understand what will be the price of the renovation in the end in the 1,001 deal. Okay,
Okay.
and to get this knowledge give you the option and the opportunity to make your first deals.
So you said that you've been in Thessaloniki 10 months before starting your company. Why have you been in Thessaloniki for 10 months? Did you though before to do something in Thessaloniki, or you were in Thessaloniki and after this you thought that maybe I can do something here? What was
So
your
from two reasons. The first one, of course, that I knew that I'm going to do something in Thessaloniki, but it was not a dream that I sleep. Oh, I will do something in
yes?
Thessaloniki. I investigate a lot of places in Europe. I was checking Poland. I was checking Portugal. I checked Spain. Um, I checked Greece. Okay,
Okay.
spoiler, we know what's happening in the end. But in the bottom line, when you know what you're supposed to search economically, first of all the city, of all the country, in general, it's come from a country to a city to a neighborhood to a
Yes,
specific street to a specific property. When
for
you
sure.
check all these things and you understand that you have a good deal, most of the time the deal will be good for you when you go from big to small.
Mm-hmm.
So in Portugal, I check Lisbon and Porto, and in Poland, I check Warsaw, and in each place, I check the capitals and the big cities because I believe that when you go to a market that it's under development, let's say, he has a small problem. For example, in all the four countries that I checked, it was the countries that didn't pass the economic crisis in 2008 so fast. And this was what created opportunity, that the price was still low, that the trend of the economics can still have a lot of options to go up. Maybe when we discuss now, and because it's the first podcast, there is a lot of uh, information that I give that sounds like, okay, different world. If you hear us and you have any question about some things that we say and it's not clear, just note in the comments and we'll make a new podcast just to explain these specific things. But
Questions that maybe they
questions that
don't
may come,
want
exactly.
to know.
So I knew that I'm going to work in Thessaloniki because I was investigating for almost 6 months before I even land in the first time.
Okay.
And the reason that I was here 10 months was because I decided until I don't check at least 1,000 properties and make them a business plan and understand exactly who is my team, who will be my lawyer, people that I can trust them, people that I see them again and again, and I'm not going to buy. Because of your first question, no, I didn't come with any money. And when you
Okay.
come without money, you need to know that you have more responsibility because you're going to use money of other people. And when
Okay.
you use money of other people and you don't know what you're doing, it can be a mess. So yes, there is a way to make a business without it, like I start, but the responsibility and the things that you need to check before.
So before you were like 1 month so that you said that you invest in something before you came here in Thessaloniki, am I right? And then you thought that okay, I can do something there also to go and live and live, sorry, and do my business, right? Is that
In general, no, it was definitely start as a hobby. I mean,
okay?
I didn't thought that it will grow like that.
Mm,
Part of what we always explain in Progress is that the clients of us, the people that believe on us, the people that choose to buy from us again and again, these are the motivation of us to go to the next deal. In the end of the day, I believe that there is give and take. We give very good deals. They give us the money and the trust. Um, when I started, I cannot say that I was imagined that one day it will be a company of 600 apartments or 700 apartments that will make a new construction and a change of use in scale of what we are doing now. Yes, after 1 2 years, when I see that it's going well, I start to understand. Okay, it will not be a hobby for life.
yes.
It will become a business, but I didn't thought about it when we just start.
Okay, that's good. That it came like a big thing after this. Tell me, what is something that it's challenge you all this?
So I would say a challenge is the daily life. Okay, in
Okay,
the end of the day, during the day, we have every day good days and bad days. The challenge is from the journey. Every time when we face a challenge today, in 3 years from now, this challenge that today look to me like, oh my God, it's a crisis. In 2 3 years, they will be there. So one of the big crises that I always face in Progress is every time when we decide to make one step up. When
okay,
you go to a new construction and now, okay, you need to build a business plan of 20 million euro. We have one project and now the construction is around 20 million euro. And you said, okay, maybe I make some mistakes on the construction cost. But what is the mistake? 10%? Okay, 10% is 2 million. It's not like
mm,
I renovate now a property in 1 million euro and the 10% will be 100,000.
okay.
The gap sounds extremely high when it's a project of 20 million compared to a project of 1 million. And this is challenge that you have with yourself.
Other challenge that maybe you went. How can you explain that in someone when someone asks you, okay, Gal, this should be a big thing to do, a company or a business plan or even investment. What you can I answer them about the challenges?
I will say that first of all, the first challenge is to find the first deal. Because
Okay.
I believe that in the moment that this become profitable and
Mm-hmm.
you see the money flowing, everything is more easy. It took me 10 months to find the first deal, or let's say to go in to the first deal because maybe I found it a bit before, but I didn't was brave enough to take it and to say yes.
Okay.
I think that until you don't go into the first deal and you see that it's working, or at least you
Mm-hmm.
try, this is the biggest challenge because you said every time that you go to work for it, you have another opportunity to do something else, and you say, come on, I don't even know if it will work in the end of the time. I'm going to spend time, I'm going to take flights, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. I don't even know if it's going to work. So the first challenge is to go to the first deal. By the way, not just here, almost in everything. Everything that you prepare yourself for a lot of time to do, to make the real act in the end, it's the most difficult part in my point of view.
So it depends, of course, as we said previous, that if it needs a lot of money or something, at the end of the day, it means that you have your personal your character. I mean, if you are brave enough, if you have the discipline, because people all the time dream something and think that it's a very big thing, but at the end of the time, it's only about yourself being a
So
brave.
let's say what is brave. Brave is
Yes,
confidence.
yes,
In the end of the
yes,
day, every brave that didn't succeed becomes stupid, okay? And every brave that didn't try become non-confident person.
yes.
In the end of the day, brave it's something that I don't think that brave is it's a result. It's not a skill.
Ah,
It's a
okay.
result of something that you have or not. If you succeed, you say, "Wow, what a brave!" If you didn't succeed, this guy is stupid. He take too big risk.
Hmm.
So my point of view is when I arrived to the point that I start, I knew that I know everything that I supposed to know.
And the knowledge that you
I have
said.
the knowledge. I knew that I have the knowledge. I also, the second challenge that come with to take the decision is to make it work.
Yes,
I
of
didn't
course.
have the money by my own, like I said in the beginning, and I decided I'm going to bring money from other people. When you decide to bring the money from other people, you need to understand if they will trust you or not trust you. It's not just depend on me. I have amazing deal, but how you pass it to the next one? So
Mm,
from skills of organization, of finding property, of communication, now I need to become a salesman. And when you want to sell a property in the first time, you don't have any experience to show or any proof of concept to show to the other people, and it's become like you need to be the salesman of the world. So it was
okay.
also a skills that all the time, also a challenge that all the time I need to create a new skills, new skill. Now to work on the computer on Excel that I didn't do before. Now to communicate in English that I didn't do before. Salesman. Now to coordinate between the clients to the lawyers, the clients to the notary, the clients to the project. It's a lot of things that you learn, and these are small challenges that I found them super interesting, and that's why I did it in the end. But maybe someone that will want to make it, here two podcasts, now I can make real estate alone.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yes, that's why I said that you have to be brave. I didn't mean that. Of course, you need knowledge that you said. So it's something a combination of knowledge, of course, first, because you will be brave enough or confident enough, having or not having money, and you go, "Ah, okay, let's buy this and invest in this or what."
Let's
Uh,
try in the mindset to understand why people use the word brave on creating a business in a young age or
mhm.
to dealing with real estate because they're afraid. They're afraid to fail. They're
Yes.
afraid that it will not work. They're afraid to lose money. So if we speak about the fear, it needs to be clear. The fears
Mm.
exist all the time. I
Yes.
mean, also now when we go to big projects and the companies already make the proof of concept and everyone knows us and blah, I still, I think that if you don't afraid in this business that you use your money but also money of other people, you are not belong here. If
Of
you don't
course.
have the small fear when you press the numbers, it means that you overcharge. If you don't have the small fear, it means that you will overcharge. If you don't have the small fear, it means that you don't that you put the risk on the clients too much. Because doesn't afraid to lose his money?
Mm-hmm.
Just someone that is not his money,
Yes.
that he
Okay.
doesn't
So.
care. So fear is not something that you avoid in this business. It will be part of your business all the time. Next to the fear, you'll build also one line of a fear, one line of knowledge and
Mm.
confidence. But they will go simultaneously up all the time.
Okay, so you deal with it and you understand that you can avoid it, but you can deal it and maintain all this situation. So it's about the knowledge, how you can do it in summary, what we said now about the challenge, how you can
If
sum
I need
up.
to sum up the challenge in the beginning, so I said everything that was new for me was a challenge. The first challenge and the most difficult one was in the end to find the first deal and to go into the first deal. If I need to sum up what is the challenge, of course, it's not the same challenges that I have today. Today, the challenge are more in the human sources, the company getting big, and you need to choose the correct people that will help you to lead it. Today, the deals are much bigger, so most of the deals are more complicated because they don't have one owner. two owners. Most of the deals that we have today are 20 owners. So it's not something that I faced in the past.
Okay. Can you say to us something very risky that you done, not at this time, generally in your journey? The most risky
Uh,
thing.
First of all, I don't think that I'm a risky person. If we see also what I choose, in the end, progress, and this is, I call it the elevator speech. A lot of people get confused about what they do. That's why they don't succeed to sell good product. A lot of people call Progreece, for example, a real estate company. It's not a real estate company. We are an investment company. It
Mhm.
means I create investment with the tool that we call it in the beginning, a tool of real estate. If I know to invest in the stock market, I will invest in the stock. If I know to create now all the crypto issue, if I know to create a Bitcoin, maybe that's what I will do. I don't know. I know how to deal with real estate. So the investment, this is the main goal to create for people an opportunity to create better investment for their own life. How? This is with real estate, with a product that names real estate. And I think that your question is leading me for the first thing. Real estate is not a risky sector in general if we compare it to other
Okay.
investments.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a risky sector. Yes, it's very important that you will buy good because if you don't buy good, you run after increasing of price. That you buy in an area that you can always rent. It's super important. And then if you have this, let's say if you buy it in the correct price and you buy it in a place that you can rent it, you kind of chill in the real estate sector. Um, but if I try to think about the risk, um, I will take a risk that I will take a risk that can be a huge potential of profit, and we did it. We have one project that named Infinity Park. Thanks God we are after the risk, so I can speak about it. No, I'm joking. I was explaining about the risk also before. It's Infinity Park. It's a project that it's a land of 4,000 square meter that we found a family that wants to sell 80% from this and not 80% in different property. It means they sell me just percentage from the same property. It means that I create myself a property that I have a partner inside because the
Okay.
20% was didn't want to sell and a part of the decision because we are partner. We don't divide the property between us. But the property was in a very good price, in a very good location, and I knew that I will have the chance to, you can say, convince, negotiate with the 20% to find a way to do it. From one side, if I succeed, it's amazing deal, and it is amazing deal today because we succeed. From the other side, if I don't succeed, I'm stuck with another guy for 5, 6, 10 years of court. That you go to the
Okay.
court, and of course, we knew what is our alternative in the court and what will be in the end. But if you ask me what was the risk was that it can take much more time than what we want. We knew that the deal is very good economically, but until you don't succeed to start to build and construct on a plot, it's not important how much good you bought it. There is nothing to do with the plot. So in this case, we negotiate with a guy, we buy 80%, he has the 20%, we decide to give him extra 5%, but to split the property for two. And this is something that, by the way, it's not about the risk because the risk is over in the moment that we split it. But this is something that a lot of people that want to deal with real estate doesn't understand. The Excel can be amazing. Your profit can be amazing there, but in reality, you don't need to stuck about how I win as much as I can. You need to understand what is the people that you are dealing with. And in this case, yes, I give 5% as a gift that can cost like 400,000 or 500,000 euro. But without to make this, I will not have any option to complete my mission and to complete the deal there. And I didn't lose it because I bought so good price the first 80% that even after I give 5%, I was in amazing deal. And you can call it from because of ego I will not give you. Why you deserve it? It's ego. If you are listening to us and you still have ego, put it on the side. Look how fast you start to walk forward. There is nothing in ego that can make you go forward. It's just let you go down. Leave it on the side. It's not relevant to your business life and to your personal life.
So, okay, let's speak about the Infinity Park then. What is exactly the percentage of this that you have in this project? Can you explain it?
Yeah, today we have 100% because we divide the property for two. It was 80
Okay.
to us, 20 to him, but we split. So
Okay.
today we have our property and he has his property.
Ah, all right. It was the first thing that you negotiate, and now you have the 100%.
Now we have 100% and we're going to make a deal with a constructor that's going to build around 180 apartments and we're going to get part of the apartments.
Okay, what gonna be this place? How do you have it in your mind? How do you depict the picture? I mean, how will it
So
look
I will
like?
not discuss about this place because it's before we publish it.
Okay.
And but I will speak about what you ask in a different way. I mean, for every project that we go in the end, there is a story behind. And if there is a story behind, doesn't have a story behind, we build a story behind because I think that a product without a story cannot be a product. For example, we
Okay.
have the project in Lagada that we discuss a lot, that we create a community. It's very easy to say, let's make apartments. There is 138 apartments. We can make 150. But we decide to give up on 14 apartments and to make a common gym and common workspace. If you check the business plan, of course, that to sell 14 apartments more will be more profitable than to make this. But you need to have a story for, you need to have something that will make people want to live there. You need to create something that will create the connect, that will connect the demand to the amount of units that you create. And what we did is to give, first of all, a construction that doesn't exist in the city so much because it will be like new construction in such a huge building. Um, we give gym, we give co-working, we will have a community manager that will run all this and will make events in this area. And you try to create quality of life that it's part of the story and not part of the product all the time. And with this, we can create something totally different and to increase the demand. So yes, I have also an idea about Infinity Park, but what you ask is what is the idea? The idea we will keep it for the next podcast.
Yes, looking
But the
forward.
most important part is to understand what is your idea and to build and to give also, even if it's come a bit from your pocket.
This in Lagada 222, the number. It's very inspiring. I mean, I didn't hear that before in this in Greece that this exists.
Community, it's something that after COVID-19, uh, Europe in general, but also, I mean, Europe, but also all the world in general, make a step for more community stuff. People doesn't want to feel alone in the COVID. A lot of people were staying at home for 1, 2 years, and they understand how lonely they become. People want to be part of something. Specifically, if we speak about Thessaloniki, a place of a lot of students that come for the first year from all over Greece, but maybe even over Europe, and they want to be part of something. They want to
For
meet their
sure.
next boyfriend or their next girlfriend, or both, depend on the needs. In the gym under your house, they want to have a place to open a laptop or to
With
study
study,
with
yes.
their 3, 4 friends. They want to meet the guys that they live with in a place that it's not my sofa. Ah, we live in the same building. Let's go for a coffee. Hey, don't come to my house so quick. So we have a place also to be together.
It will be safe too. It's very important for someone that comes from another town and wants to study here. And I think it's early age. So with this kind of community and the community manager that you said that will be there, it will be also somewhere to feel safe. I think to be in
100%.
and to be safe
100%. The
too.
safety is also speaking, but it's easy to count just the students. But Thessaloniki is a city that most of the city is workers.
Yes.
And I'm speaking about, let's say, the age of 25 that most of the students
Mm-hmm.
finish to study, to 35 that they don't married yet or they don't have kids yet. They also want quality of life. They
Mm-hmm.
also want to have the gym under, to open the laptop,
To
to meet,
work.
to meet new guys, to be part of community, to feel part of something.
Okay.
Today we are running in a huge world without to feel something, some connection
To
to nothing. Yeah.
communicate. Yes.
So the
Okay.
community can create also something that will connect you to.
Okay. Do you have something to mention about this project?
Um, we are very excited that it's going to start. We are in the next month, in the next 2 months, going to start the construction. I believe that in the next summer we will start to post some alternative for rent. It will not be rented in the next summer, but we'll start to collect information from people that willing to come and join for this community. So if it sounds good for you and you have more questions, so comments down.
Of
And if
course.
you want to get more information, which will be ready, comments down.
So that was the discussion that I was wanting to do with you. I don't know if you have something to say more. So we can do it in the next podcast, something people wants to learn or something that we want to say to them. So we continue with that.
Okay.